home. Today is August the 18th, 2022. My name is Michael Tomlinson, and I am an American Tear. That's right. American Tear is someone who's an awesome, extraordinary individual who wants to stand up for unity and love and a common ground for a third party in a sense. So we have a third opinion, not necessarily a party of politicalness, but a party, a strong party of Americans. And the definition and the layout, everything is already there. The platform has been there for like 8 years now, 9 years. So it's not like this new thing that just came up last week or last month or even last year. These concepts I've been talking about for a while now, and maybe now is the time. Maybe people, Americans want to gravitate. And I always hear people agreeing with me about the system being dysfunctional or broken, and a third opinion, a third kind of ground, a third party, if you want to call it, but that's not really what I want to call it. But anyways, would be helpful for all Americans, not just for both sides, one side or the other. It's a very neutral kind of territory where it becomes its own ideology. And I think that's what frightens people, because that means change. Real, real change. And that's what we need in America today. We needed a real change in America yesterday, 5 years ago, and we're going to still need real change 5 years from now. Okay, so listen when I'm talking here. One of the concepts with being an American Tear is to help other Americans pave their own road, as individuals, and to test out their own freedoms and to exercise their rights to become creative or innovative or to pursue whatever that is they need to pursue in a safe way. That's so the first part of what I just said, of laying out the pavement or clearing out the rocky road or the brushes to create a trail, because this is all new territory. It's not like there's already a paved road there. Man, I've had to go out there and chop down bushes and just lay out the rocks, everything, to just start to make my own road, so we can come to this day and talk about things that would help you too. And as an American Tear, not just as me. Me as an individual, I'm just Michael Tomlinson. I'm just a guy. I'm, some dude standing in front of the camera looking and trying to make a difference in America. I'm a huge dreamer right now in this kind of platform, but I'd rather be a huge dreamer than a no dreamer, okay? I mean, is that so wrong? No. Do people get offended? Yes. Because no one can, just a little dream is difficult enough for people. And I'm going to talk to you, walk you through this, because it's not as difficult as you think it is. And so the one thing that's popped up in my mind since the last video I think I talked about opportunity, is the word equality. I hear that word being thrown around a lot. And especially by just many subcultures of groups throughout America, saying equality, equality. And I hear it, and I believe in fairness, and more than anyone do I believe in that. And being treated equally is just as important than the word equality, okay? Because the word equality to me is this overall thing. I'm not sure specifically what we're talking about. We're just saying the word, and through my experience over the years, people, I've tested it out, and I've asked a lot of questions to individuals about equality kind of issues, and not what they thought in a perspective of a national way, but as what it means, how that affects them, or if there's any part of it that really they could tell me about it that would say like, yes, this is a perfect example of equality in my life. Um, and no, people are just saying, just as data, like, well, the data shows that, and this information says, and my group or my friends think, you know, but do I feel like I'm being underpaid for my job? No. And I, when I'm talking about equality, I'm talking about both genders. I'm talking about everyone. That's how equality should be looked at. It's not like, one side or the other. And so that's my point, is that people are using that to stand in a wagon of righteousness and saying, I'm right and you're wrong. I believe in equality. You don't. But that's not the word. That it doesn't mean much to me or to American tears. You know what really is a stronger word and a better way of doing things as an American tear, and the way to start paving a new road in a new direction in America, is equal. Why can't we just, and I'm not saying political or corporate equal, like, that's like when people use that broad term of equality. What I'm meaning is that how can we, say we want equality, but yet we're not willing to go out in our outside lives and treat people as our equals. So it's already kind of a losing game, because our personalities do not reflect anything that has to do with being equal. We still have our standards, social statuses, and we keep putting people down. And that's not being equal. And if you could practice and say, yes, all Americans are equal, and I treat them as we are equal. And I just say the words like, yeah, yes, we're all equal. I can easily say that. But will you go out and talk to, a homeless person as much as you would a millionaire? There's equalness in that, and that's a personal thing. It's not me putting it out there to the social status and saying, this is me being me, and understanding what it is to be equal. Okay, and so let's start with that. Let's practice being equal in our daily lives to others, our family, or workmates, social status, the people that bring services to us. Never think that you're so above them that we can be, you can belittle them, because that's the same thing as being, and still say equality. So if you're practicing a daily life of being not equal and saying you want equality, that is so contradictory to itself. You really got to, it comes down to every individual in America being responsible and accountable, so we can start treating each other as equals, and we can be loving or kinder or nicer to each other. And that is the first most awesome baby step toward equality. That is the fundamental breakdown, and so, but and the part about that I'm talking about is that creates effort. It's work. It takes a little bit of energy, you know, and to rewire our brain into thinking, oh wait, we're equal, and let's just dignify the fact that we're equal in that sense as humans, as individuals. Now, we could make more money or less money, and that's a different subject, but that's not saying, it doesn't have anything to do with being equal. It just, how it's equal is a sense of character. It's, integrity, authentic way of treating other people around you, and in a just a good way. I was going to say an 11 way, but but just be a good person. Doing a good deed, you know, just makes you an American tier. Why is that? Because no one's out there doing any good deeds. There's only few, small percentage. You know, and there's a lot of people out there on wagons and doing what they consider would be a good deed to social cause or social um, disruption or just whatever it is they're doing. Um, but that's doesn't have anything with being equal. That's just saying we are who we are, and if you're not one of us, and that could be gender, that could be or sexual status, or social status, or the color of our skin status. I mean, it breaks down to all these little judgmental, non-equal things. It doesn't, and if all these small subcultures of groups would recognize each other or everyone else around them as equal, whether we dislike them or not, but they dignify everyone with that human response. Um, and then we're on a way to change. That's change. That's real change. And can you do this? It sounds easy enough to me. I don't know why. Do you want to even try to do this? Just try it for a day. If you can remind yourself, write a little post-it note saying we are equals, or treat everyone as an equal, um, and remind yourself throughout the day if you're just being just cool, being nice. You don't have to be extraordinary. You don't have to do anything, you know, badass or be a superhero. You just have to, you know, smile like I'm doing right now. you know, entertain someone, ask someone how they're doing. Okay? That would be so, that is the American theater way of paving a new road for a new America. Okay? That is one of the baby steps that I'm presenting. And there are so many other changes that we need to begin with. And it starts, when we start doing this, it'll start to affect how our children respect and treat others around them too. Because if we're running around treating people as non-equal, we're saying, you don't want to treat me as equal, so I'm not going to treat you as an equal, and therefore your hate is my hate, and we start downgrading everything into a general kind of hate thing. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. This is a baby step to grow toward enlightenment, toward change, toward a happier and better America for everyone's future. And that is pretty much just be more considerate. It's just another simple way to say just be considerate to everyone around you. That's a simple step. Uh, and I'll leave it with that. Have a great day. Celebrate life. Peace, love, and we'll talk later, okay? Bye.